Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, we the humans, we want to do several things in our lifetime. We want to have several things. We want to get connected with certain people and we want to be liked and loved by the people. To be true, this is the most strong emotion, being liked and being loved by others, by some of the people, where we want to be, with whom we want to hang out. We want to be liked, we want to be loved by those people. This is really, really one of the most important things a human being ever want to do. And we do enjoy it throughout our lifetime. So, for all these reasons, this is very important thing indeed. We all need to understand it, and we all need to understand it very well. My dear friends and fellows, look, if at all this is our objective, then there are certain things which are becoming a kind of hurdle on our way to be liked and to be loved by the people. These hurdles, some of these hurdles are so small, while another some of these are very big. And these hurdles are so big that we cannot achieve our objective unless and until we do remove those hurdles, those nuisances. We have to remove all that. We do have to get rid of, get rid of all of these things, and then only we will be liked indeed, we will be loved indeed, and we will be able, once we are liked and loved, it will become easier to achieve whatever we want to achieve, to become what we want to become, and to live honorably, respectfully, happily here in this world. So, what are those things? That is going to be the topic of our today's discussion, and we will speak on the subject like this one. If you want to be exceptionally likable, avoid these 14 behaviors. If you want to be exceptionally likable, then then avoid these 14 behaviors. What are those 14 behaviors we need to avoid if we want to be liked and loved by the people? First of all, it is constantly interrupting people. Constantly interrupting people. I think interrupting people, it must be done rarely and apologetically. It must not be done frequently. If at all a person is doing it frequently, obviously this person is not going to be liked and loved by those people who are being interrupted, and even the onlookers, they too will not like it, and they will consider it as an injustice. I think that we do have don't have to constantly interrupt people. Number 2, boasting about your achievements, about your possession, about the type of person you are, bragging, boasting, being a conceited person, being an arrogant person, or boasting and bragging. It must be avoided. This behavior is definitely disliked and rejected by the people, so we do have to avoid it. Now the number 3 behavior which we need to avoid is pretending to know everything else. Nobody knows everything. Nobody is super intelligent. Nobody is super informed. If at all somebody is trying to say that I know, trying to tell, trying to prove, and trying to show it, exhibit it, and having an attitude of I know everything and you know nothing, or I know a lot, you know very little. So I think this behavior must have to be avoided if at all we want to be liked by the people, if at all we want to be exceptionally liked by the people. Number 4 is refusing to apologize. If at all we have committed a mistake, either intentionally, unintentionally, I think that we need to apologize. We need to say sorry, and for we should be found ready for what? For what? For seeking apology, for even compensating. So that is important, that refusing to apologize, this attitude must be abandoned as well. Number 5, being judgmental. Some of the people are very judgmental. I think that we should not be one. Harsh criticism upon other people, it must be avoided, and it must be avoided at all. Harsh mean being judgmental, I think we must be very much cautious about it. And if at all we are becoming judgmental, we are having showing exhibiting judgmental behavior, this will be absolutely rejected by the other people. We do have to avoid it. Now the number 6 is ignoring boundaries. Everybody have the boundaries. We are not allowed everywhere else, we are not allowed for everything else. There are certain boundaries, we do have to avoid these boundaries. If at all we don't do that, what is going to happen then? I think that we will be rejected, and we will be disliked instead of being liked, instead of being exceptionally liked. I think we do have to respect the boundaries of each and everyone else, and we need to understand, so certain boundaries are very general, and we do have to take care of these, while another certain boundaries, these are being put forward individually and vary from person to person. I think that both types of these boundaries must be taken care of. Now the number 7 is constantly complaining. Some of the people are found complaining. They don't show the gratitude at all, they don't ignore smaller things, and these people are seen, they don't appreciate, but they are found complaining. I think this constantly complaining attitude must be removed, if at all we want to be liked by the people. Now the number 8 is trying to prove you are better than everyone, you are better than other person, the person you're talking to. I think it must be called an arrogant or a conceited attitude. I think it must be called something like that, and for that reason and purpose we need to avoid it. And do not prove, do not try to show, do not presuppose, do not suppose that you are better than everyone, that you are better than the person you are talking to, the person amongst whom you are sitting at the moment. Instead we need to adopt the humility, we need to show the humble behavior. Now the number 9 is lying. Nobody like the liars. Lying is an absolutely wrong attitude. It must be avoided, and we should have the courage to speak the truth. If at all we don't speak the truth, what is going to happen then? I think that we are going to be disliked by the people. But here the purpose is to be liked and to be exceptionally liked by the people. So we do have to avoid the lying, and we do have to speak the truth all the time. Now it is the number 10. But there are certain truths, if at all we don't want to tell the other person, that I am not bound to tell it to other people, so I'm not bound to tell it to you, but I won't be lying at all. Number 10, being defensive all the time. Some of the people, they take everything else personally. And they will start explaining their own point of view, and they will start showing the defensive behavior. We don't have to be that much defensive at all. We do have to accept that this is wrong. Maybe we be silent, if at all we are not as sound and strong as it was needed. And then I think that are, even if at all whatever is being blamed upon us, whatever is being supposed upon us, if it is too small, I think that we need to ignore it. And not only that we need to ignore it, rather we need to take care that why this person has made an made an opinion like that one toward me, and now I need to avoid it. Number 11, gossiping. 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 That's really bad. What is gossip? It is casual are unconstrained. Conversation are reports about the people, about the about the people that have not been confirmed as true. So I think that we need to avoid gossiping. Gossiping is not good at all. Let the things get confirmed first, and if at all, only then, if it is needed, you can talk. Otherwise, as for the casual and the unconstrained conversation or report about the other people, involving details involving details that has not been confirmed too, I think that we need to avoid the gossiping. Number 12, never having an opinion. Some of the people, they don't show any opinion at all. I think, why are they doing that? Because they hate to be criticized, they hate to be rejected by the people. So this could be the reason that they are not showing. Either they are not having an opinion on the subject, or they are not showing it. I think that we should have the courage. We should be brave enough to speak our mind. We should be brave enough to speak our mind. Now the number 13 is taking things too seriously. Some of the people, they take the things too seriously. I think we should not be taking the things too seriously, and this is important. If at all there is something small, don't stick to it. Let the things go away. Let the things go away. Do not stick to the things at all. I think that is absolutely wrong, and we must not be doing it. We don't need to take the things too seriously. We don't need to take the things too seriously. And instead of overreacting, let's adopt the attitude of letting the things go, ignoring the small things. Do not take the things too seriously. And number 14, being rude. I think that we should not be rude at all. We need to become a polite person. And if at all we are not a polite person, obviously we are a rude person. And a rude person, an impolite person, the person who don't know the manner, the person who don't practice the good manners, they people will not be liked by the other people. So that was something very useful and very beneficial being discussed in our today's talk. If you want to be exceptionally likable, avoid these 14 behaviors. If at all you want to be exceptionally likable, avoid these 14 behaviors. Thank you.